Hello, it is Topical, Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. Steve Sipress here, and it is now official. The powers that be that actually run our U.S. government have gotten rid of Biden, and they are temporarily making it seem like they are backing the Vice President, Kamala Harris. Now, I have a good friend, I talk about him a lot on here, a good friend who's worked with the CIA for over 30 years, and he let me know about almost a year ago now about the whole plan being put in motion to get rid of Biden just before the convention, to have an early debate so they could showcase his dementia on full display and that he's unfit to be president or run for office and all that kind of stuff. So they would get rid of him. And then at the convention, they will install Michelle Obama as their savior magical candidate. And then they will, of course, massively do all kinds of things, even more than last time, to steal the election. But that's a side note. On a business note, even though Kamala Harris is just temporary, they're going to do the same thing they did to Biden. They're just going to expose how inept and horrible a candidate she is, so they can easily get a groundswell of support when they get rid of her and install Michelle Obama at the convention. In the meantime, you are going to see, and you're already seeing it right away, the leftist propagandist media propping up Kamala Harris as if she's a decent person and a great candidate. And the business lesson here is, I've talked about it for decades. I used to say years ago, somebody had to do the advertising, marketing, sales for the Yugo. Back then, I guess it was in the 90s, well known as the worst car, in existence at the point, and pretty much maybe ever. And yet somebody had to market them and advertise and sell them. So take heart. Now, I only work with clients. I attempt to vet the fact that they have an excellent product or service, but once in a while, and in the past, I have worked, or my vetting has been incorrect, or somebody wants to do something new, and it's not actually a good product or service, and then you've got to, as they say, polish the turd, put lipstick on a pig. You've got to put the best foot forward and somehow present that inferior product or service, or in this case, political candidate, Kamala Harris, as something desirable that people will want. So pay attention, as nauseating as it will be, to pay attention to how the leftist propaganda machine makes it seem, at least temporarily, as if Kamala Harris is a decent candidate, just like they just did with Joe Biden. We've known for over 4 years, everybody's seen that the man was unfit to serve and had dementia. He's long been a racist and a crook and corrupt, and all that stuff was coming out. But the leftist propagandist machine, just recently, a few weeks ago, was making it, they were saying things like, he's as sharp as ever, and this is the best Biden there is, and man, he's in control of everything, and he's full of energy. And, Harris herself was saying that, and all the rest of the propaganda machine. So they did this with the clearly damaged, inferior, unfit candidate, Biden. Now they're going to do it with a similarly, although in different ways, unfit candidate, and watch what they do. So that if you ever have to do advertising, marketing, or sales for an inferior product or service, or a political candidate in this case, you're going to learn a lot of valuable lessons from what you see over the next month or so. And if you have an excellent product or service, which I hope you do, you will learn a lot from the marketing and advertising and sales tactics that have to be used to promote inferior product or services. Watch what they do. You apply those to your excellent product or service, you can take it into the stratosphere. On a business note, that's exactly what you can do with McDonald's, which for decades has been the most successful restaurant in history, as in terms of revenue and profit. However, every time there's a survey, year after year, decade after decade, of rank the fast food, McDonald's is at the bottom. Whether there's 20 or 30 or 40 different chains on there, the quality of food in McDonald's is always horrible. And yet, the geniuses that do the advertising and marketing sales of McDonald's, similar to what you saw recently with Biden over the last 4 years, when he already was completely unfit and had dementia, was campaigning campaigning from the basement. And now you see Harris, who will never get people to show up at rallies, could never get people to vote for her, will never put herself out as presidential or anyone who could lead anything or certainly have any respect from foreign countries or stop the wars or any of that stuff. None of that will ever happen. But just like McDonald's sells lots of really bad hamburgers, you're going to watch the propagandist machine, the leftist propaganda machine, crank up to sell Kamala Harris as a candidate temporarily. And then, as my inside sources tell me, at the convention, they'll replace her and they'll put their real candidate into place. But watch carefully for the next month. A lot of lessons to be learned in advertising, marketing, and sales. And that'll do it for Topical Tuesday, July 23rd, 2023. Thanks for being here today, and I will catch you tomorrow. By the way, if you want any help selling, whether you have an excellent product or service or an inferior one, I got all kinds of tricks, strategies, gimmicks, techniques, whatever you want to call them, that you can use to advertise, market, and sell effectively. Shoot me an email, steve@stevesipress.com. Go to my website, thewowstrategy.com, or send me a private message or post a comment wherever you're watching this, reading it, listening to it. And as always, I thank you for being here today, and I'll catch you tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday.